I'm going to show you how I got this very cute drawing. So if you want to watch that, you can skip right here. You're welcome. But if you have time, I want to talk to you about how my first week of January is going. Fast forward to New Year's Eve, midnight comes on. Oh, I have something in my eye. We're looking out and there's hella fireworks outside. Our city, I guess, had a nice budget this year. I don't know if it's like that every year. We're new to the city. I timed it, okay? I recorded it. It was past 15 minutes. I was very impressed. It kept going. As soon as midnight hit, our entire block, our entire neighborhood came alive. It was so nice. I saw so many people outside. Reggaeton blasting. There was like a group of teenagers making TikToks out there. I could hear our Puerto Rican neighbors. I never seen them. I seen some of them, but I heard a Puerto Rican lady and her family having a party like right there, and everyone was just like coming out. You could tell everyone was coming back from events or going somewhere. I don't know, but like the street that is usually very chill was very busy. That's how our New Year's went. I did see fireworks. I was just surprised. I'm like, why can't it be like this every single night? But then again, nobody would get any sleep probably. On New Year's Day, the gym was supposed to open at 7 a.m. and it did open at 7 a.m. It was so empty and it felt weird. It was only us and like 2 other people. Usually on January 1st, it's really busy. But then Louis reminded me, it's like, well, most people went out last night and they're probably hungover. So they'll be here later in the afternoon. And I was like, yeah, that is true. So yeah, it was empty and it felt weird. Listen, before when I first started going to the gym, I wished that it was this empty. I would have been so comfortable. Like, I'm not shy as a person, but I was gym shy. We got a workout, we came back, we were hanging out. I think we went out on a walk. We went out to get snacks. New Year's was nice. I'm manifesting a lot of parties this year. I don't know why, I feel it in the air. Maybe it's the Puerto Ricans. Friday, I also went to the gym with Louis and I did some breathing before the gym. Yes, it was chill. And then Saturday...
You know, I took some time to reflect and think, and I really do think we need to do a better job at centering the voice of Venezuelans. Let's take a look at what actual Venezuelans on the ground have reported.
Sentirse asustado como todo amaneció el venezolano como tal el día de hoy y en la madrugada que muchos familias no pudieron dormir como tal. La experiencia, yo que he estado en la calle, me vengo regresando de Maracay hasta la capital, todo ha estado trancado, todo ha estado muy mal.
Ellos son los que imponen la ley, pues. Son los policías del mundo. Policías asesinos, porque son asesinos. Eso no son personas normales.
Si se lo llevaron, opino que no debería haber sido así, pues, ¿verdad? Porque, como se dice, va a crear un conflicto peor que lo que está ahorita. Y más que con ese bombardeo y eso, bueno, hay que salir como dijeron, que salieran todos a la calle, a defender a la patria, a defenderlos a todos.
Please understand that the people of Venezuela are not a monolith. Just like here in America, there are right-wing Venezuelans who are pro-regime change and pro-privatization of nationalized resources. And when you're telling me to center the voice of people who think unaliving 50 people in an airstrike to kidnap a head of state is acceptable, when you're telling me to listen to the people celebrating in Chile or Miami, or people that look like this, not the actual people that are affected by a privatization of Venezuela's vast resources, I would say that you're probably centering the wrong voices and listening to the wrong people.
When we got home, Louis told me that is a line that I did not expect to be crossed this early in the year. The military has been in Puerto Rico. Not saying that Puerto Rico allowed it, of course not, because Puerto Rico, I also learned, doesn't have much of a say. Did you know that even though Puerto Rico is part of the United States, Puerto Ricans are citizens? They cannot vote if they are born in the island. Isn't that insane?
Locking the people under their control. And then Congress gives Puerto Ricans US citizenship, which conveniently was just in time for a giant global war. So Puerto Rican men got sent to the front lines to fight for the country that was in the process of pillaging their island. By 1922, a series of Supreme Court cases had solidified Puerto Rico as a, quote, unincorporated territory, which is just like word salad for the US Constitution doesn't fully apply here. I mean, think about it. Unincorporated territory, this intentionally contradictory jargon that came from these men hundreds of miles away. But honestly, the message was very clear. Puerto Ricans did not look or sound enough like Americans to actually be a part of the United States. By the 1930s, big banks owned 60% of these sugar farms, 80% of the tobacco farms, and 100% of the railroads and shipping facilities. At the same time, Puerto Ricans were being paid less than 4 cents an hour. If you put that into today's currency by inflation, that's like $1 an hour. Poverty and malnutrition start to grip this island. All the while, the US is turning the island into an essential military outpost. See how Puerto Rico juts out a little bit into the Caribbean? It served as a strategically positioned island to help protect trade routes and a place where you could refuel ships. Over time, more and more military bases and installations start to pop up on this island. The US would go on to test thousands of bombs in Puerto Rico, leaving behind one of the most hazardous waste sites in the United States. And by the middle of the 1900s, Puerto Rico really starts to mirror what the US envisioned. Puerto Rico, the sugar metropolis.
I have so much that I want to say. Nadie que yo conozco de aquí está de acuerdo con lo que está haciendo ese señor. He did not do that to be a good person and protect Venezuela. He's in the middle of a problem right now. Even though you may not see it in the major news outlets, people are talking about it. So now we can jump right into the art. I always start with a little warm-up, and this is what I drew this time based on the pictures I have saved up with the little cow and the little heads. And then now I go on and pick from these titles. I'm going to start with Jasmine by circling her face first and getting a feel for her features. Always I start with a little circle and a little thumbnail of every photo that I'm gonna do, just to get a rough idea of where things are gonna go. This one is very loose. It doesn't have to be very specific or accurate. It is a very light sketch. And after this, I'm going to speed up the process to the second layer, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of how I get there. It's very light, and then I start layering darker colors on top of it. You can add Sharpies, whatever you need to do, but this is just what I do, and it usually works out well. I always start with the eyebrows and the eyes, the face. I map out the face, and I use it like a little help to put everything else that is around the face and hopefully get the measurements a little bit correctly. Like how much of a difference it makes to make a tiny thumbnail at first instead of going into it just hoping that it's going to turn out fine, especially if you're drawing like me with pen. It's a little bit less forgiving, but if you're drawing with a pencil, I think you can erase multiple times if your paper can allow it. I am using regular, whatever, no name brand notebooks because I like to practice this way. I think it works best, because if I use really expensive paper, I feel like I'm wasting paper, or I feel like it's unnecessary, especially for my style. I just want to practice and go, and it turns out pretty good. I think it doesn't really matter what I use as long as it matches your style. Now, if you're drawing with, let's say, watercolor or heavier mediums, more wet mediums, perhaps maybe a regular notebook with regular paper might not be your thing. But the deeper we go into this drawing, you can see it looks like Jasmine. It really does. And I'm really proud of the little thumbnail. I never know what to expect. Okay, it is so nerve-wracking sometimes recording at the same time, especially in pen. But I guess like I sometimes forget how long I've been doing it this way, that I kind of underestimate myself. And I'm really happy about how this turned out. I'm going to show you an art trick that I have, how I do blush. A lot of you probably are familiar with this, but I put a little bit of pen, and I kind of take advantage of the fact that my fingers are a little nervous and I rub the ink that is on there to create shadows, and it looks really nice. It almost looks airbrushed, and it fills in any mistakes that I make. I want to be honest. Two things that I think I need practice with is drawing curly hair and hands and feet. Those are the things, but everything else seems to be okay with me. I just need to work on that. I love drawing faces, but I find myself practicing faces more than I do hands, even though I need to practice hands as well. I have this rule that you don't know what I don't tell you, and I don't have to tell you what you already don't know. But but what the heck, I'm gonna do it anyway. So I like I said, I need to practice hands, and you probably wouldn't have noticed if I didn't say anything. That's usually how it goes. But I figured, what the heck, I'll just be honest. The hands I struggled with, and I might have made a tiny mistake, but it's fine. You know, it is fine. I bet you wouldn't know if I didn't tell you. But now you know. And if you can see it, you can't unsee it. But you know what? It is what it is. I told you for a reason, because this video that I'm making is not because I'm thinking I can draw better. No. A lot of the times I know that people can draw better than me. And it's not about you drawing like me. It's about you just doing it. Just drawing for it. And even if it's not, let's say, drawing that you care about, it doesn't matter what it is. If you need to do something that makes you happy, just do it. Okay, we're gonna finish up with the hair. I'm gonna pick a spot for the hair and the earrings so that way I can guide myself even better. It's way easier now that we have the face done. And I think we are done, guys. After a little line here and a little line there, this is what it ended up looking like. I think it's pretty good. The night ended basically with 2 more hours of drawing and 2 more illustrations from Pinterest. And I would say it was a successful day. Overall, I hope this year is really good. Creatively, though, I just know this year is gonna be great. I'm feeling so good about everything I have planned, and for once, I have a plan. That's it. I don't want to go, but I gotta go. And I'll see you later. Peace.